Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
There was nothing a local fire chief could do as his car came speeding right at his SUV.
But first, a multi-million-dollar misdiagnosis involving one of the biggest hospital networks in our area. Good to have you with us tonight at 6. A jury finds a former doctor at Oakwood Healthcare, now Beaumont Hospital, guilty of malpractice, awarding the victim more than $3 million.
This was the first judgment in what could be a long line of defendants suing Dr. Yasser Awad. Jason Colthorpe is here now with details of this first case. Jason?
Yeah, guys, Maria Martinez is now 26, but 15 years ago, her life was changed forever. She was erroneously diagnosed as a child with a disease that the subsequent treatment of left her as an adult with several social and behavioral issues. In 2003, when Maria Martinez was just 9 and suffering from migraines, she was referred to child neurologist Dr. Yasser Awad. He diagnosed her with epilepsy.
I was kind of outcast when I was younger because I couldn't do everything the other kids could do. I was very depressed when I was on the medication.
She couldn't play sports or even go swimming. And then 4 years later, she learned she was never sick at all.
I was angry, shocked. I didn't know what to think. And now someone's telling me they lied to me, they did this to me intentionally, and I'm not sick.
A civil case against Awad began in 2008 and brought forth 250 more kids with Mariah's story. Needless tests and prescription drugs for a disease they didn't have.
We had 1,751 EEGs reviewed that Dr. Awad labeled as abnormal, as indicative of seizures, and all of them were completely normal.
Despite the verdict from 9 jurors and their award of more than $3 million, Beaumont isn't ready to take responsibility in this yet. In fact, they're defending Dr. Awad's treatment and diagnosis, saying this to us in a statement today. While we respect the jury's verdict, we disagree with the outcome and will appeal this decision. We believe patients were treated appropriately and disagree with allegations of improper oversight of Dr. Awad by Oakwood Healthcare.
It's unbelievable. I don't know how they could have defended this case in the first place. And now in the face of a unanimous jury finding to say that they stand by his care, I think is troubling.
Just admit to me that, yes, they were wrong and that they're sorry for it. I think that would mean the world to me.
If we have to try another 250 cases, we will. But each one of these kids is going to get some measure of justice.
Now, because of statutory caps on verdicts, this could be reduced to as much as $495,000. But McKean is trying to fight that law as unconstitutional and let this stand as more than $3 million.
So did anybody ever notice anything strange, like all those tests?
Right. That did stand out to one doctor. According to testimony, she reported the irregularities to hospital officials. McKean says she told them several times and they swept her concerns under the rug. This was another doctor working closely. But the hospital, in that statement that we read, says it disagrees with the allegations of any improper oversight by fellow doctors and staff.
It's interesting to watch how this decision now affects what could be 250 other cases.
Like you heard, he'll go to trial if he has to, but he'd rather, we'll see what happens.
All right, Jason. Let's get back now, an update to the breaking news we've been following from Redford Township. That's where a 5-year-old girl was found dead at a motel. Redford Township police were called to the Inn America, which is on Telegraph near I-96. This was this morning about 10 o'clock. They've cleared the scene, we understand, though still not releasing much information about how the girl died. Police do say there were no signs of trauma, but an autopsy is now scheduled for tomorrow. Also breaking this afternoon, Wayne State says it has found elevated levels of Legionella at Old Main.
Yeah, the bacteria was found in the cooling tower. Legionella, as you know, is a bacteria that can cause a type of pneumonia called Legionnaire's disease. That tower will have to be cleaned, which means there won't be any air conditioning during the cleanup. The cleanup should take 2 or 3 days. WSU says there's no health risk to anyone at Old Main and that this is just a precautionary measure. New tonight, dashcam video of the moment the driver of a stolen car slams into the SUV of a Pittsfield Township's fire chief. Chief Sean Gleason was off duty and stopped at an intersection when Dylan Mays, running from police in a stolen car, was hit by an unsuspecting driver and smashed into Gleason, who was in his work SUV. Nobody was seriously hurt in the collision. Mays was arrested and is awaiting sentencing on multiple charges.
On the one-year anniversary of a fire that ripped through a clubhouse in Redford Township, members broke ground today. A number of agencies responded to that massive fire at Western Golf and Country Club last year. Much different atmosphere. Our Priya Mann was there.
A year after a massive fire destroyed a nearly century-old clubhouse, we're going to take you beyond this gated fence and show you what's in store for the Western Golf and Country Club.
1, 2, 3.
With hard hats on and shovels in hand, longtime members and club presidents past and present broke ground on the site of their new clubhouse.
It's a big day for us to finally get a hole in the ground and start to rebuild this club. It's been a tough year, and I think this really uplifts a lot of people's spirits.
1 year ago to the day, members were shocked when their beloved clubhouse burnt to the ground.
I was devastated. It was just one of those things you just think, it can't be.
For 92 years, the clubhouse had hosted countless weddings and special events.
The pictures and everything on the wall and the memories, really. But I think we realized that you can't take those memories away, and the club wasn't the building. The club was the members, and they carried on.
This great-grandmother became a member 63 years ago and raised her family here.
We live right on the golf course, and it's still part of our yards.
So this is a big part of the community, right? Rebuilding it means a lot.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Well, the past year has been difficult. There was no question the clubhouse would be rebuilt.
You know, I'm excited. I always tell the guys, we're not building this for us. We're building it for the future.
The $9 to $10 million project is now set to begin. With more than 400 members and 100 employees, the Western Golf and Country Club is looking forward to rebuilding.
Oh, I just feel like it's coming from the ashes. And I was surprised to get the news that they already were ready to start digging.
Yeah, and plans here are pretty ambitious. They want to have a grand opening by spring of next year. Now, that new clubhouse won't be much larger than the old clubhouse, but it will have a lot of modern updates, including a bridal suite, a daycare, and a workout center as well. So certainly a lot of optimism here today. Reporting live from Redford Township, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
Okay, Priya. Priya looks nice out there, sun shining down on her as we step into summer here, but you are keeping your eye on the radar because we know what happens in summer. You can get those pop-up storms.
It's part of the deal. You got to take one with the other, and we've got a line of storms that we're monitoring, but there is a severe thunderstorm watch out for that line coming in from the lake. This is sort of the main area that we've been focusing on, but look what's going on out ahead of the watch. You can see some thunderstorms just started to pop. This is around Marshall in central portions of Michigan, right there at 69 and 94. And this is moving to the northeast. It looks like there's sort of a secondary line that's trying to form out ahead of that one that we're monitoring. So we're going to continue to track this as these continue to make their way towards us tonight, maybe a little bit sooner than the late evening hours that we were expecting that main line to be in here. So we could be seeing something pretty much anytime after the news tonight, probably 8 o'clock or so. We'll start seeing some of those storms moving in. Temperatures mid-70s, still pleasant otherwise. And we will talk about some increasingly warm and humid conditions in the 7-day forecast coming up. Guys?
Okay, Ben. Michigan, of course, needs a new state budget every year, but Governor Whitmer and Republican lawmakers remain miles apart, it would appear. Today, the governor criticized lawmakers for taking time off while there's no deal in sight. The Senate Majority Leader, Mike Shirkey, snapped back that half his caucus is working on the budget, specifically on what to do about the roads. But Republicans say Whitmer's proposed gas tax increase is a non-starter. Whitmer calls their proposal to sell the Blue Water Bridge an insulting one. All the back and forth probably leading to a heated battle through the summer.
General Motors is making a big announcement today, revealing more about where it plans to upgrade plants. GM announced a $20 million investment in its Arlington, Texas assembly plant. The Chevy Tahoe and GMC Yukon are just two of the full-sized SUVs that roll off the line in Arlington. The investment is part of $4.2 billion in plant upgrades to build SUVs that are more popular and profitable than smaller cars.
College Baseball World Series could end tonight. It would be quite an upset that would go over pretty well in Ann Arbor. University of Michigan could take the title tonight if they can win this Game 2 coming up against Vanderbilt in Omaha.
Quite a bit of anticipation, too, tonight, and we turn to Local 4's Rod Maloney to get a feeling for the atmosphere. Rod, is Ann Arbor ready for it?
I think they are, Kimberly, and it's one of those things where, as Devin was saying, should the University of Michigan baseball team, and here you go, we found one of these down at the shop down the street, should they win, this would be an upset of monumental proportions when you consider that there wasn't anybody picking the Wolverines to win the College World Series except maybe the team itself.
Inside B-Dubs on campus, the afternoon television sports offering, University of Michigan Wrestling on the Big Ten Network. That's going to change to baseball here in a few minutes. There's a tip of the cap to hardball. They memorialized the Wolverine teams of a century ago on the walls here. Nothing for the modern team, but that will surely change should they win tonight. It was a little too early for fans to show up for a watch party, but outside we found them, the Wolverine faithful, ready to be counted on to celebrate.
What do you think of the season they've had?
It's absolutely amazing.
I live in Canton, so I'm going to go home and watch it with my little brother, and we're super excited. We watched the one the other night, so.
When they go to the College World Series and they're on the edge, the precipice of winning the whole thing, what's your reaction?
I think it's absolutely great for them. I mean, we've been there in multiple different times in multiple different sports. So I just think it shows that the athletic department's doing a great job.
The team won fewer games this season than Vanderbilt did, but they had the hot hand at the plate last night when they needed it. Janice Burnett is a Novi U of M dental student wearing a football jersey, but mindful of what a baseball title could mean.
And I think for a team that kind of has been underdogs and not really expected, I think just like Michigan, it shows a lot about the students who work hard day in and day out, and especially for the athletes.
Now, I was at the swag shop just down the street. This was the last one of these they had in the whole store. But they said back in the storeroom, they've got all kinds of championship stuff just waiting for the victory tonight. Back to you.
Well, Rod, we are wondering how difficult it was for you to find U of M baseball fans on State Street today.
Okay, all right, this is a football town.
Right.
It was like 3-1. Very few people said they were going to be watching.
Well, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully they'll take us
Oh,
tonight.
well.
Yep.
Yeah,
We'll be
exactly.
watching.
All right, Rod.
Okay, Rod. Well, paging Dr. Google, the medical symptoms we're searching for most here in Michigan, and a real doctor's perspective on the phenomenon coming up in Good Health.
Also coming up, on the heels of the Larry Nassar and William Strample scandals, we learn of another MSU professor accused of crossing lines. You'll find out what this man has already been punished for when we come right back.
There's something you could have in common with Walt Disney, Steve Jobs, and J.K. Rowling.
You can't become successful without having some failures and learning how to tolerate them.
A new way to look at your failures so you can achieve success. See the different type of resume you should write for yourself tonight at 11.